Over the age of 60, many people begin waking up multiple times every night to use the bathroom. At first, it may seem harmless, maybe once around 2 a.m., then again before sunrise. But over time, interrupted sleep starts affecting everything: energy, mood, memory, focus. And for many older adults, the real frustration is not just the bathroom trips themselves. It's the exhaustion the next day, the feeling that your body never fully rests anymore. What surprises most people is this: in many cases, the problem is not actually the bladder itself, and it may not be caused by drinking too much water the way people often assume. Very often, the issue is connected to timing: the timing of hydration, the timing of circulation, and the timing of what your kidneys are doing while you sleep. Today, I want to walk you through 3 hydration habits that may help support calmer nights and fewer sleep interruptions naturally after 60. And the final one may completely change the way you think about nighttime urination, because it has almost nothing to do with the bladder at all. Before we continue, I'd love to know something. How many times do you wake up during the night to use the bathroom? Leave your number in the comments. A lot of people watching these videos think they are the only ones dealing with this, but they are not. Now let's begin with habit number 3. Most people assume the kidneys work at the same speed all day long, but your body actually follows a natural rhythm. During the daytime, your kidneys are designed to process fluid efficiently while you are active and awake. But at night, your body shifts into recovery mode. A natural hormone helps signal the kidneys to slow urine production while you sleep. This is one reason healthy sleep is possible in the first place. The problem begins when large amounts of fluid are consumed too close to bedtime. When that happens, your kidneys continue producing urine at a high rate while your body is trying to rest. And after 60, this effect often becomes much stronger. Many older adults become more sensitive to evening hydration without realizing it. 2 or 3 glasses of water late at night may affect the bladder far more than they once did years earlier. I remember one woman who believed she had serious bladder issues because she was waking up 4 times every night. But when we reviewed her routine, we found something important. She drank tea in the evening, water before bed, and often another glass beside the nightstand. Her body never truly entered nighttime rest mode. We changed just one thing. She stopped drinking large amounts of fluid about 2 to 3 hours before sleep. Within weeks, she was waking only once most nights, and for the first time in months, she said she actually felt rested in the morning. Now, this does not mean you should avoid water. That is not the goal. The goal is smarter timing. Starting tonight, try creating a gentle evening cutoff window about 2.5 hours before bed. If you feel thirsty later, small sips are fine, but avoid large drinks late at night whenever possible. And alcohol or caffeine in the evening may make the situation even worse because both can increase nighttime urine production. Now here's where things become even more important, because habit number 2 is not about drinking less water. It's about drinking at the right time of day. Most people over 60 do the exact opposite of what their body actually needs. They drink very little during the morning and early afternoon. Then, later in the evening, they suddenly try to catch up on hydration. And biologically, this creates problems. Your kidneys process fluids most efficiently earlier in the day. Morning and early afternoon are when circulation and kidney function are naturally more active. This is when your body wants most of its hydration. One clinical study found that adults who drank most of their daily fluids before early afternoon experienced dramatically fewer nighttime bathroom trips compared to people who continued heavy hydration into the evening. I saw this happen with a man in his early 70s who thought his sleep problems were simply part of aging. When we tracked his hydration habits, we discovered he barely drank water before lunch, but after dinner, he consumed tea, juice, sparkling water, and multiple glasses of regular water. His kidneys were doing the most work exactly when his body should have been preparing for sleep. So we shifted his hydration earlier, a large glass of water in the morning, steady hydration through the daytime. and only light sipping later in the evening. Within several weeks, his nighttime awakenings decreased dramatically. This becomes especially important after 60 because thirst signals change with age. Many older adults simply don't feel thirsty earlier in the day, so without realizing it, they delay hydration until nighttime. Tomorrow morning, before coffee or breakfast, drink a full glass of water. Then continue drinking steadily throughout the first half of the day. By evening, slow down naturally. For some people, this one adjustment alone creates a huge difference in sleep quality. But now we come to the most important habit of all, and this is the one almost nobody talks about. For many adults over 60, nighttime urination is not only a bladder issue, it's often a fluid distribution issue. Here's what happens quietly throughout the day. Fluid slowly begins collecting in the lower body, the calves, the ankles, the feet. You may notice sock marks by evening, shoes feeling tighter, heavy legs after sitting for long periods, mild swelling around the ankles. Most people ignore these signs because they seem small. But once you lie down at night, gravity no longer keeps that fluid trapped in the legs. The fluid begins moving back into circulation. Your kidneys suddenly receive extra volume, and your bladder fills rapidly while you are trying to sleep. This is why so many adults fall asleep feeling completely fine, only to wake up urgently needing the bathroom 1 or 2 hours later. One of the most overlooked contributors to this problem is sodium, not just table salt. Hidden sodium, processed meats, restaurant meals, canned soups, frozen foods, packaged snacks. These foods encourage the body to hold on to excess fluid during the day. Then at night, that stored fluid shifts back into circulation while you sleep. I remember a woman in her mid-70s who had been waking up 4 or 5 times every night for years. She had tried different medications and sleep aids without much improvement. But when we looked closely at her daily routine, we noticed 2 important things. Her ankles became swollen every evening, and her sodium intake was far higher than she realized. We made 3 simple changes. First, she reduced heavily processed foods. Second, she elevated her legs in the late afternoon for about 30 minutes. Third, she combined those changes with earlier hydration and a firm evening fluid cutoff. Within several weeks, her sleep improved dramatically, and perhaps even more importantly, she finally stopped feeling exhausted every morning. After 60, this fluid redistribution process becomes more noticeable because circulation changes naturally with age. Blood vessels become less elastic, fluid pools more easily in the lower body, and the body becomes more sensitive to excess sodium and late evening hydration. So here's a very simple plan you can start using immediately. First, begin paying attention to sodium, especially hidden sodium inside processed foods. Second, if you sit for long periods during the afternoon or evening, try elevating your legs for 20 to 30 minutes before dinner. A pillow under the calves works perfectly. This may help your body shift fluid earlier in the day instead of overnight while you are trying to sleep. Third, combine this with the hydration habits we discussed earlier. Drink more consistently during the morning and early afternoon. Reduce large amounts of fluid later in the evening. And give your kidneys time to naturally slow down before bedtime. Now let's bring everything together. Number 3, avoid large amounts of fluid too close to bedtime. Number 2, hydrate earlier in the day when your body processes fluids more efficiently. And number 1, reduce excess sodium and support healthy circulation in the legs before sleep. These habits work together, not as extreme solutions, not as complicated routines, but as simple daily adjustments that work with your body instead of against it. And here's what I really want you to remember. Waking up multiple times every night is not something you should automatically accept as a normal part of aging. Sometimes your body is simply responding to habits and timing patterns that can still be improved. Small changes repeated consistently can make a meaningful difference, even after 60. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these habits do you think would help you the most? And what is the biggest thing affecting your sleep right now? Leave it in the comments below. And if this video helped you, consider subscribing for more practical wellness videos designed for adults over 50. Your body is always communicating with you. Sometimes it just needs the right support at the right time.